How we doing out there? I was just agging it on with the father. I said, let's get him, father. Let's get him. Gotcha. Anyways, pastors, I want to first tell you that I love every one of you. I truly do. The thing about it is what the fathers want to tell you. And I know that I'm going to harp on this today. And you're wonderful people. You've taken on a job that nobody else would take. Now it's time for, I would say relax, but that's the wrong word. It's time to let the Father drive. I don't remember, I think it was Sarah. It was either Sarah or it's somebody, anyways. Hi Sarah. Thank you very much. Tell everybody at the church I said thank you very much. I love you guys. You're my prayers tonight and always. But the thing that I've got is that it's time for you guys to let go of the wheel. Father says that he wants to drive. And you know what? The Father gets what he wants, one way or another. And the thing about this is how I speak to you, and I speak a lot. And the point being is, what I'm trying to tell you is that the Father wants to drive. I know last weekend whenever I was talking about it and said, hey, this is this way, and I just had a few minutes to tell you. And I know you didn't understand it, but you got to understand now that obeying the Word, obeying the Father. And this is now. The Father's here, and he just wanted me to relay a message, and I relayed the message. I was not going to drop the ball. I had talked to tried to talk to 4 pastors, but they didn't take it in consideration of what I was telling them. One was in pride, one was in I've got it made, the other one was in that it had some travail. And it's hard to perceive when you just have somebody walk up to you that you never knew before in your life and just say, hey, close the Bible, put up everything that you prepared, and speak from your heart. Let me give you this little bit of scripture. The cleansing of the temple. And he went into the temple and began to cast out them that sold therein, and them that bought, saying unto them, it is written, my house is the house of prayer, but ye have made it a den of thieves. And he taught daily in the temple, but the chief priests and the scribes and the chief of the people sought to destroy him, and could not find what they might do, for all the people were very attentive to hear him. Now you got to understand that Jesus, he didn't have a book. He was the book. And the thing about it is that the Father says, okay, you're my servants. Well, can't say that. You are my pastors. You are my preachers. You are my bishops. You are my popes. It's time to close the book, because my book is in your heart, and it's time for me to speak, the Father. And let me tell you what you think. Now, maybe you can't do what I do. I don't know if I could even do what y'all do, because I don't. I use the scripture as what the Father gives me to use, and whatever I turn to is just what I speak. And the thing about it is that the Father has laid so much on me, because I'm a man of many worlds. And the thing about you guys is you have a few worlds. And then there's one pastor out there, I know that he come from several different worlds. those analogies that you will be talking about will be from your heart, because that's something that you know, and the Father will be speaking to your heart, and that's the Father's word. Okay? The thing about what you see, what you lived, and what you've done, then the people that you have in your pews are not just understanding the word. You will use your context along with what the word is. And the Father said, enough of just trying to be this pillar post that everybody understands the word. Now they got to understand the testimonies. Okay? Just like the apostles. As you're giving testimonies, you have their ears. They're listening to you. They're listening to what you got to say. Not in the way that they're listening to the word, but as the Father is speaking through you. He is moving people, okay? And it says, okay, I'm going to use Sarah again. Sarah, hang on. But the thing about it is that, hey, Sarah, you're the pastor. You go, hey, Sarah, don't you have 15 cousins, 6 nephews, a couple of brothers, a sister maybe? Let's have a barbecue next week. Let's have a picnic. Let's get these doors open on Sunday night. Let's get this thing rolling again. And let's get, thousands of people coming in and out of here. That's what the Father's saying by saying, you are my children. You know my word. Now use your testimonies in the word and understand that bring my sheep home. The Lutheran church over there. Let me explain this to you. And I'm going to explain it from my point of view. We are all of us, every one of us that walks space this planet, God is our creator. He loves every one of us. I don't care if you're Catholic. I don't care if you're Lutheran. I don't care if you're Baptist. I don't care what you are. But there is a brethren over there that needs your help. And he's only got 4 people in his whole congregation. He needs your help in a way that he's lost. He's just trying to hang on. And I know that all the pastors, if y'all get together, which you should, every one of you get together. And let me tell you something. The Father won't put up with any arrogance at this point. Okay? I promise you, you will get poked. There's not an arrogant person in the bunch. Whoever the leader is all of you. And you need to help each other. This is the reason why that all these separations have happened. This is the reason why, you may have 100 people in your congregation, which sounds like a lot of people, but you could have 1,000. Okay? You could have 10,000. In this town that you're in now, there's population 35,000. So if you take a third of that, okay? So let's say 12,750 people. 11,750 people, whatever it may be. And you say that there's 13 churches, right? I believe there was 13. That's 1,100 at each church. That's not even, you didn't even capture 0.1% of the population. I know I'm a numbers guy too. But I kind of, like I said, I look from the moon down and I look at the whole world. Talked to the county sheriff today. Wonderful man. I mean, he's a good man. And the thing that we was talking about is he bumped into one of those coven or Satanists and he really didn't know what to think about it. Well, I will tell you this: first one, there's 1,000, and they are very good at hiding their skills, and they're very good about doing what they do. Because let me tell you something: the way they maneuver in the dark, um, if you was explained how they maneuver things, you would think that they were vampires. Because, well, there's vampirism too. But the thing about it is that they move around so discreetly and so unnoticed. The point of what I was wanting to say is the understanding of the children. The children in school hear all these things: Satanists, witchcraft, warlocks, pagans, and your children are used to it, okay? Because everybody is saying all these things. Well, it doesn't ever get home because the parent doesn't say, "Hey, how many Satanists you got in class?" That's not a normal question we would ask. You go say, "You know what I heard today? There was a bunch of people out here that was acting like there was kind of weird. Do y'all have, people that practice Satanism or witchcraft or whatever it is? Just kind of acting like you was just trying to find out something." And I say, "Yeah, we got all kinds of them. That's a witch, that's a warlock, that's a. Look, I didn't know either, people. I didn't until the Father sent me to Kentucky to find a pagan. The only person I talked to, and I'm going, yep, okay, Father, I got it. And I went into a deep dive to find covens, and I did. And I found the reason why behind what they do, and how they work it, and how they do it. But understand that, going back to your first love, and this is a lot of work, guys. I mean, it's a ton of work. I don't want to say it's work, because it's not. It's an honor to do anything for the Father and for Jesus. The thing about it is that they're here and Jesus is coming back, but he wants you to open your heart up and let him speak. He wants to speak again. He wants his children to come back home, and he wants everybody to come to heaven. He doesn't want to miss one person. I talk to all makes and models, okay? I talk to Satanists, I talk to warlocks, I talk to anybody I can. And the thing about it is that if they're on the other side of the screen listening right now, they're listening to the Father, and they are mirrored. And I know that y'all guys don't understand that, but the point of it being is that what they're seeing is the Father and the Father's Word, and the mirror is that they're looking at themselves and going, I just heard him say that the Father loves everybody. And even though he's a Satanist or into witchcraft or demonology or whatever it may be, they get spun up because that thought will be stuck with them until they fight it both ways. And that's what the Father's doing with me. If you're sitting here listening to me, you will understand what the Father wants. And I'm, like I said, I'm just a guy that the Father pulled out of the pit. I am a servant. So I got a lot of leeway about how I can say things and do things because I talk to everybody, not just one. So if there's any way that I get a hold of a Satanist and change his mind, that's a feather in the Father's cap. And Satan's doing backflips. Because I know he can't stand me. I guess I was sitting there talking about it the other day. I was telling some pastors that was trying to act like me on TV, and they was all, giddy and this and that and the other. But the thing about it is, I told them, hey, you just don't have enough South in the mouth to keep up with me. And it's true, but the thing about it is that spending time with the Father quiet time, not running time. Spending time in your precepts, statutes, commandments, testimonies, reading your Psalms. Psalms 119 is a good place to start. Take you a while to get through it. But understand what the Father's telling you. It's come back to your first love. And the thing about it is that when you understand you're up there talking, and you don't know really what's going to come out, and it's called go with the flow. Just go with the flow. The Father will handle it. You know, it's wonderful. It truly is. So anyways, I got you about 15 minutes here. Understand the point of cleansing the temple. You got your people that will be tentative to what you're saying. And as you're doing this, you start moving mountains with, hi Sarah, haven't you got a few people that you can bring next weekend? Haven't you got a few people you can bring tonight? Do you know some friends? And then the bait is, hey, let's have a picnic. Let's have a barbecue. Guys, roll up your sleeves, drag out the barbecue pits, start flinging some ribs and some burgers, some hot dogs. Pull out the horseshoes and the cornhole and all this stuff and have a good time together. Leave all the cell phones at the house. Go back to your first love. Anyhow, hi, Mr. P. Y'all are wonderful children of God. Listen to the Father's word. The Father's word says, you know my word. Now give me a testimony with those words through your heart. Let me speak. And guess what? Things will start changing. Like I said, all you want is just 1/3 of your population. And that's not hard to get. There's 13 churches here. Yeah, 12 or 13. And, you know, it's just 1,000 per church. Yeah, you're going to have to rent some more lawn chairs. And yeah, you're going to have to start doing this outside. Yeah, you're going to have to get to the football fields. You're going to have so many people. And, you know, the deal of it is you can have a wonderful revival at this point. Get the football field. Bring all the pastors in. Everybody start teaching. Everybody start, you got 15 minutes, everybody goes in 15 minutes circles. And look, always remember this. Father said, be of like mind. Doesn't mean say eat the same cherry pie because I like ice cream. You can have cherry pie. But the point of it is that like-minded in the Word. And everybody should be like-minded in the Word. Understand that, you know, put your differences aside. This is not Catholic versus Baptist. This is the Father saying, hey, I've had enough. Everybody listen to me, or I'll bring it to staves. And that's where we're at. If you need to know more about Satanism and all that stuff, Sarah knows how to get a hold of me. So understand that it's different than what you really think that it is in the book. It's different out here on the ground. Anyhow, I'm serving the Most High. The Father loves you. I love you. I can't help but love you. So, Sarah, thank you very much again. I don't know what I'd do without y'all. Y'all are wonderful people. And y'all will be definitely in my prayers constantly. And y'all be happy people. Help people. Do the right thing. Anyways, I'm serving the Most High. We'll get off here.